Hi, it's Alana. Welcome back to YogaYin. Thank you so much for joining us. Today we're going to be working with a sequence that I have created for another student, a fertility student. This student is suffering from a large fibroid in her uterus, a 7 centimeter fibroid. She also has 2 partially blocked fallopian tubes from an infection that she had. So this yoga is going to be about working with that fibroid and trying to clear that fibroid, and also trying to help unblock the fallopian tubes. She is seeing a Chinese doctor doing TCM, which is the herbs of which are very, very good for blocked fallopian tubes. If that is you in your situation, I strongly advise that you do that as well. But yoga and Chinese medicine work together beautifully. So I hope you enjoyed this sequence today. Please keep your feedback coming, rolling in, really enjoying it. And if you like a personalized sequence of your own, please contact me on Facebook. Namaste. Okay, so for this practice, I want you to come to the center of your mat and stand in Tadasana. Find your Tadasana spine. Pick up your toes, spread them, plant them down into the mat. Pick up your heels, plant your heels down into the mat, and make sure that your feet are underneath your hips. Soften your knees if you tend to lock them backwards. It's an old ballet trick like I do. Just release them forward, and that'll bring your pelvis into alignment. Just be aware if that's your natural habit. When you can remember, just loosen off those knees. Draw your knees together and see if you can contract at the inner thigh. Tuck your tailbone under and draw up, not so much through the belly. You want to leave that nice and soft, but through the sides of the body, and roll your shoulders back and down. Arms are strong but soft. I want you to take your weight backwards and forwards. Find that point where you feel like you could stand. Slightly forward over the toes. Drop your chin, looking straight ahead. Couple of deep breaths here. Let your weight drop through your feet. Let all the stress go through the feet. Beautiful, and then I want you to raise your arms up and over your head. Bring the hands to prayer. Arms alongside the ears. Inhale here, gently tilt to your right. Breathe into the side of the body. Working into our liver and gallbladder meridian. Inhale and exhale. To the left. And inhale all the way back up, and then we're going to release the arms and fold forward. Uttanasana, full forward bend, weight over the toes, dropping the head, relaxing through the shoulders. Now if you find this position difficult, I want you to soften your knees so you're not straining your lower back. If it's available to you, you can take hold of your big toes with your index, your middle finger and your thumb, and drop through, bringing your head towards the knees. And if you're very flexible, slide your palms underneath your feet. One more deep breath here. And then gently release your hands. Soften at the knees if you haven't already, and roll all the way up through the body slowly, mindfully, vertebrae by vertebrae, until the shoulders, the neck and the head come all the way up. Beautiful. Step your feet apart. Now if you have any knee issues or ankle issues, I want you to turn out your toes. Otherwise, Keep the outer edge of your foot parallel with the mat. Now just come out as wide as you feel comfortable and bend your knees here if you need to save your lower back. We're going to come into a sequence, Prasarita Padottanasana A to D, Spanish dancer's pose. So I want you to come with me. I want you to inhale and take your arms out to the side, stretch out through the fingertips, and exhale, bring them to the hips. Inhale, open up through the chest, and exhale, fold forward, but only to about halfway. Tuck your chin in. Bring your hands down to the floor. If that's comfortable for you, just bring them in front of your feet. If you're a little more flexible, you can bring your hands between your feet. And more flexible again, you can bring your hands behind your feet, but stay with where you're comfortable and drop the crown of the head towards the mat. 5 deep breaths here. Beautiful, and then from wherever you are, look up. Walk your hands forward, walk your feet slightly in, bring your hands to your hips, and then inhale and come all the way back up. So that's Prasarita Padottanasana A. Prasarita is very, very good for any problems in the area of the uterus, including fibroids and polyps. So we're going to go for letter B. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the hips. Inhale, open up through the throat, and exhale. This time we're going to fold all the way. Keep the hands on the hips. Open up the feet a little wider if that feels okay. 5 deep breaths here. Weight forward over the toes. And then inhale all the way back to center. Walk the feet in a little bit. And then just release. Beautiful. Now inhale, arms out to the side, and we're going to interlace the fingers behind the back. Roll the shoulders back and down. Very, very good for tight shoulders as well. And fold forward. One more. Inhale. Again, all the way back up and just release it. Last one. Inhaling. Exhaling to the hips. Inhale, open up the chest. Exhale again to halfway. Now you can either drop your hands to the center as you did before, or if it's available to you, you can take hold of your big toes with your index, middle finger and thumb. And when you're ready, bend the elbows and drop the head. One more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, release the hands, walking the feet in a little bit. Hands back to the hips, and inhale, come all the way back up and release. Now, Prasarita Padottanasana and forward bends in general work on our kidney meridian, which is very good for my student because she's got the fibroid and the blocked fallopian tubes. She's having a lot of trouble with the bladder, so that's just going to help her with the bladder as well, just keeping the bladder nice and empty so that it's not creating pain in the uterus. Beautiful. All right, release off your feet. Good, and then just bring your fingertips to your shoulders and release off the shoulders. Just windmilling the arms. Reversing those circles. Good, and then coming back to center. Not worrying too much about your posture now, we're just going to practice helicopter pose. Gently twisting from side to side. Keeping the arms nice and low at first. And then gently raising them to shoulder height. Working through the middle back. And then up and over the shoulders. You can slow it right down if you wish to. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, do so. If not, just stay with me. And gradually make your way back down. Working through the entire spine. Coming back to a neutral pose, bringing the tips of your thumbs, the tips of your fingers together, placing them over the belly, Yoni Mudra. Breathe into the belly and just let the belly be soft. See if you can feel the weight now in your feet, body grounded. Good, just tune in to the pelvis. And then float the eyes open, and I want you to come all the way down to your mat in a seated position. So coming into a seated position, I want you to take a blanket or a pillow and just sit your ischial bones, those bones at the bottom of the buttocks, up on that blanket or pillow. And we're going to bring the soles of the feet together, take the knees out to the side, just in Baddha Konasana, sitting up nice and tall and either interlacing your fingers around the toes or just taking hold of the ankles, keeping the spine nice and straight. And just take a couple of deep breaths here. Good, Baddha Konasana, a very good pose for fertility. Taking a big deep breath here. And then when you're ready, fold forward. Elbows to the knees. And then release your head all the way forward. Use the weight in the elbows to open out the knees. 6 deep breaths here. Good, just feel your breath slow right down. Excellent. And then when you're ready, gently remove your blanket. You can place it at the top of your mat, under your head if you wish to. And we're going to come down into Setu Bandhasana, bridge pose. Now bridge pose, as some of you may know, is very, very good for egg quality. It's also very good for the fallopian tubes, one of the best poses. So I want you to just have your feet hip distance apart. And then your arms nice and long beside your body. Palms facing down. And when you're ready, I want you to just tilt your pelvis up towards the ceiling, lifting the buttocks slightly off the floor, and then exhale, roll back down. Inhaling, slight pelvic lift. Exhale and release. Just getting into contact with the lower body, inhaling to raise, exhaling to release. Good, and now just gently lift the tailbone and roll all the way up from the spine. And then exhale, lower down slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae. Inhaling to raise. Exhaling to lower. Inhaling to raise. Exhaling to lower. Good. I'm going to remove my blanket now. So we're going to come into the full pose. So if you're comfortable to, remove your blanket or pillow now too. When you're ready, inhale, roll all the way up through the spine. If you're comfortable, come up onto the shoulders and interlace the hands. Hold it here for 5 deep breaths. Or bend the arms, come up onto the elbows. You can even come up onto the toes. Draw your knees towards one another. Keep your belly nice and soft. And when you're ready to release it, release the heels, the hands, the shoulders, and then roll slowly and mindfully all the way back down and hug your knees into your belly. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Beautiful. When you're ready, I want you to grab a pillow, if you've got one handy, place them one either side of the mat, because we're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So lying on the floor, sending all the energy down to the pelvis. Now if you don't need pillows, that's absolutely fine. But if you do, just place them where they're comfortable. And I want you to bring the tips of your thumbs and the tips of your forefingers together again. Place them over the belly, and I want you to breathe down into the belly. So you can feel the hands on the belly rise as you inhale. Exhale, back to the spine. Just feel your weight sinking into the mat. Letting go of all the tension. Letting go of all the stress. Feel the belly move down into the uterus and the pelvis easily. Feel the breath move down into the uterus and the pelvis easily. Feel the hands on the belly rise and fall. Allow yourself a little smile here. Corners of the mouth turning upwards. Feel the effect of that smile on your whole face. And when you can feel that effect, I want you to breathe that smile down into your lower belly. Allowing all the uterine muscle to relax. Extending your exhalation. Whole body soft. One more deep breath here. And then float your eyes open. Now, if you have a strap, I want you to go and get that strap. If you don't have a strap, don't worry. Just a scarf or a long piece of material will suffice. When you're ready, I want you to gently bring the knees in towards one another and lay the legs all the way down on the floor. Now, if you have lower back issues, I want you to keep one knee bent while we do this. We're going to work with the right leg first. So keep one knee bent if you need to here. Otherwise, I want you to keep that left leg extended. Beautiful. Grab your strap or your scarf, and I want you to bend up your right knee and raise that right leg. Straighten the leg if that feels comfortable, and then gently pull the leg in towards the body. Keep your left foot pointing out towards the ceiling. Take another deep breath here. And then take hold of the scarf, place your left hand over your left leg, and then I want you to take that right leg all the way out to the side. Bend the knee if you need to. Good, and feel that stretch at the inner thigh, working into the liver meridian, bringing the leg back to center, taking hold now of the strap in your left hand, and taking the leg slightly over the body, not all the way to the other side, just slightly. And feel it working into the gallbladder meridian. Inhale, come back to center. Take hold of the scarf or the strap in the right hand. Bring the leg in towards your body once more. and then release it. Lay it all the way down. If you've got your left knee bent, lay that, extend it back to the mat. And just see if you can feel the difference in the two sides of the body. Very powerful. Supta Padangusthasana. Fantastic for fertility. Bend up your right knee if you bent up your left knee. Otherwise, bring your left leg up towards the center. Right toe up towards the ceiling. Okay, strap in left hand, opening up the left leg, right hand over the right hip. Inhale, come back to center. Taking hold now of the strap in the right hand, legs slightly over the body. Coming back to center, bringing the leg in towards the body once more. And then exhale, release it all the way down to the mat. Release your right leg as well. Lying in Shavasana, palms facing upward. Just give your body a few deep breaths. Beautiful, should be feeling nice and relaxed now. We're going to come into Viparita Karani, legs up the wall, which is a very, very good pose for blocked or partially blocked fallopian tubes. So if you wish to use your blanket or a pillow under your head, just place it about 2/3 of the way down your mat. Coming into Viparita Karani, legs up the wall. Coming into it from the side, buttock against the wall, rolling up, feet nice and long, pillow under head, nice and relaxed, legs together to begin with. Good, when you're ready, gently take your legs out. Again, bringing the tip of the thumb, the fingers together, Yoni Mudra, Vima Mudra. Inhale. Bring your legs up to center, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. And then inhale, extend your legs. And you can stay here for 10 to 15 minutes if you have the time and you wish to extend your practice. Otherwise, bend your knees, roll off to one side, come back to your mat. Sitting in a comfortable position. Beautiful. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Just reflecting on how you may feel differently at the end of the practice than you did at the beginning. Taking a sense of peace through with you into the rest of your day. Letting the eyes open when you're ready. So that is our fertility sequence specifically for working with fibroids or issues of the uterus and also partially blocked fallopian tubes. As I said, Chinese traditional medicine is excellent for blocked fallopian tubes, so if that is an issue for you, I strongly suggest that you try and get yourself some TCM. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and if you'd like a personalized sequence for yourself, please contact me on Facebook. Namaste.